Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to cover another great technique that you can use to ace your classes and plan everything ahead. This technique is called prioritization. So why would somebody prioritize? So when you prioritize, you're basically planning ahead. And what is important of that? So the important of that is that you are ready for any assignment that is due in the near future, or any exam that is coming up in 2 or 3 weeks. So in comparison with somebody who doesn't have a plan or a prioritization method, what they do is that they plan by the moment. And what do I mean by the moment is that, let's say you go to school and you get out of school by 1 p.m. You come back home and you notice that your apartment is not very organized. So you plan to do the organization of your apartment in that day, even though you do have some assignments that are due in a couple of days, but because they're not due on the same day, you're like, oh, you know what? I can complete this assignment tomorrow or the day after that. So the downside of that is that you're leaving all your assignment to the day before the due date. And that's not good, because you do need to do well in school, and to do well, you need to organize and have a plan to prioritize all the tasks that you have on hand. So by leaving your tasks that are for the school and organizing your apartment, which actually can be done anytime later in the week, let's say by the weekend even. So that's what I mean moment to plan. These are plans that are not even on the schedule and you just decide to do them. And they take a large amount of your time, which is really not important in comparison what you have to do for the school. So another reason why you should plan and prioritize, because it does help you get a head start. In comparison to someone who doesn't have a plan, or he doesn't prioritize his assignment, he can actually leave some assignment to the last moment. And in order to do well on exams, you do need to start ahead. You cannot just absorb all the information just the day before the exam. And also keep you productive and enjoyable. What I mean by that is that once you complete all your assignment and your task for the school, you'll have a free time where you can go out and enjoy, socialize, do some walking, and do something that you like to do. So how would somebody prioritize? So prioritization works in two ways. It works bi-weekly and by daily. So what I mean by weekly, so for myself, what I did is that by the end of the weekend, on Fridays, before the next Monday, I would come and then look on all the syllabus for the classes. I will check if there is any assignment, any quizzes, any homework, anything important that I haven't noticed in my calendar. And then I would just write them all down there. So once I write them, I will look at it and have a good view of what I'm expected to do for the week. And then when it comes into the daily planning and prioritization, what I did and works really, really well is using the flashcard 4x6 size. Why did I use the flashcard? The reason why I used the flashcard, because a flashcard you can carry on with you to the school. It's not very heavy. You can put it actually in your pocket in comparison to a planner, which could be some people, they don't prefer to take a planner with them every place they go. But a flashcard can be really not on heavy things, and you can put it anywhere you want. So how does the prioritization with a flashcard work? So once you get a flashcard, here is what you do. First of all, you do need to divide the card into half. So once you divide the card into half, there is the left side and the right side. The left side, which is this side over here, you're going to use this for your assignment or for things that you have to do, let's say on the second day. So what I always have worked for me and what I always recommend is actually to use this flashcard the day before. So let's say you're on Sunday night and you're planning for Monday. So you would use this card the night of the Sunday to planning for Monday. And you're going to list all the task that you want to complete on Monday. So let's say this is for Monday. Okay, and how would you organize these tasks? So the first things you want to put is the most important things. What I mean the most important, so this is the most important. What I mean by the most important, this is something that you need to complete by Monday. because it could be due on Tuesday or maybe due on Monday night. So this is something you have to complete. So once you go to school, you come back, you take some rest, lunch, and then start doing this assignment. The second thing would be the second most important. So this is something is maybe not due on Monday, or it's not even due on Tuesday. It could be due on Wednesday, but it's a heavy one. So you just want to start ahead with it. And then third one, this could be something due on Wednesday, maybe Thursday. And then the fourth most important one would be on Friday. So the fourth one is not really that important. So I'm gonna put least important. So if you couldn't complete this on the same Monday, it's okay. You have it on schedule. You just need to see what you have so that you're never behind and you're always ahead of your assignment. So once you do this, you'll be able to tackle all these assignments in a better timing so that you're never behind. In addition, you also need to consider a grade percentage. So what do I mean by a grade percentage? A grade percentage is, let me give you an example, is if you're actually having a test. So for myself, in previous year, I had 2 tests on the same day, which was actually Wednesday. And then I was looking at the percentage grade on these grade because I wasn't sure which subject should I start with. I have exams for both of them. So when I looked at the syllabus, one of them had 17% grade percentage, and then the other one had 5%. So when I was like thinking, okay, well, the most important one would be the 17% because has a huge effect. If I don't do well, it's gonna affect my grade greater than the 5%. And what I did, I put the 5% second most important one. So first I need to tackle what is important, then come into the second important. And then when you assign these importance, always give enough time. So if you think this assignment will take you 2 hours, don't try to put 1 hour only. The reason why, because you know you're not going to finish in 1 hour. So why would you even put 1 hour? Give yourself enough time to finish the assignment so that next time when you're using this method, you don't get discouraged. Because if you give yourself less time, you're gonna think, well, this method doesn't work, therefore I'm not using this method again. But if you give yourself enough time, you'll be like, oh, well, this method worked really well, and you're not gonna rush through your assignment. You're gonna be able to sit there, absorb all the information, make sense out of it, and do well on exams. So that's what I mean by giving yourself enough timing. So how would the planning for studying? So let's say a planning for studying, when you plan to do separate assignment on the daily activity and prioritize this assignment, you need to prioritize also the importance of having a large exam. So what I mean by that, a large exam, is that if you're having an assignment or a test that is due on Friday, you do not want to wait until Thursday to start the studying for that test. You want to start ahead of time. So what are you going to do? You're going to list that assignment as number 4 or maybe number 3, depending on your schedule, and then give it like a least important and try to complete the 20% of the test on Monday, 20% on Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, and then all the way to the day before the exam. This way you'll be able to finish 20% every day by following the prioritization method and be able to complete 80% of the studying the day before the test. And this way you'll be more prepared. And when you move on from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday and Thursday, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to, let's say you're having an exam in biology and you have like 4 chapters, right? So on Monday, you're going to cover chapter number 1. And then on Tuesday, what you're going to do is you're going to move the priority for that test from number 4 to number 3. And then on Wednesday, you're going to move that to number 2. So every day you're moving toward the exam, it's going to move up one number because you're getting closer to your exam. So this way you're going to be able to divide the load of your test into separate days and do well on your exam as well. So what happens is basically if you don't complete the list, or let's say something came in your day, you had like 4 things listed in your day and something came on. So what I mean by something came on is that something was not expected. Let's say when I was last year, I remember when I had one of these flashcards, I received an email from one of my professor at 2 o'clock, and then the email said there is office hours today, and I was like, well, I do need to go to the office hours as well, and I do have something scheduled. So what I did, I shifted all what I had later the day, and then I was able to go to the office hours. And what happened to the least important one, if I wasn't able to start that assignment, what I did, I just moved it to the second day, and I tried to tackle that as early as possible the second day. This way, you can always move your assignment that have not been completed by the same day to the second day. So now I covered what is on the left side. So what's on the right side? What is on this side over here? So as I said, we're dividing the flashcard to two parts. So what's on the right side? On the right side is basically any comment, anything that your professor tells you in class, that assignment due, a due date change, or something have been changed to the syllabus. You're just gonna list it and write it down there. So when you come back home, you're just gonna transfer this to your calendar. And that's the beauty of this, is that there is two parts. One of them is to complete your daily activity, and the other one is basically to write anything that is not expected, anything that comes that is not in the syllabus, so that you are aware of every single change that is happening. And this method also helps you not to forget what you need to do. Because if you don't use something to write on, for example, if you don't have this flashcard with you, when you go to class and a professor tells you, well, the due date for this exam is Monday instead of Wednesday. And now you're like, okay, I can remember. Well, once you go home, there are too many other factors playing in life. So you may actually end up forgetting to remember that this days have been Monday instead of Wednesday. And you may even approach Monday and you're like, oh, whoa, I thought this was actually on Wednesday. I actually forgot professor said that it's due on Monday. So having these notes can always remind you that something has changed. So what do you do at the end of the day when you complete these tasks? So it's always something great when you reward yourself. Always reward yourself with something. If there is some food that you like to eat, then tell yourself, once I finish these tasks, I'm gonna go eat that food. If you want to hang out with your friends, once you finish the task, go and have some fun. If you want to socialize, if you want to go for a run, whatever you like to do, this is a great method. The reason why, because it gives you motivation to start another day with task and then rewarding method. This method always and always work because it motivates you, push you, like, hey, to get this, I need to do this. So this is the end of the video. If you have any question, please leave them in the comment below, and thank you for watching.